Hey, how's it going? Hans Schaff here, Go Tiny Be Free, and I'm here at the Cottages of Pine Lake here outside Huntsville, Alabama, the new tiny house on wheels community. And super excited to share this video with you. We've been doing a whole lot of work here over the last few weeks and all, and I wanted to share with you this may be a multi-part video because we got a lot to show you. I've got some drone footage and I've got a lot of pictures and some video to show you here about what's been going on here. But as you can see, we're on the north end of the property here, and you can see there's water on the north end of the property. So the lake is filling up very quickly, much faster than we expected it to, honestly. We've redirected. The spring is now flowing into the lake, and therefore, with the last rain we had about 3.5 inches here 2 days ago, so all of a sudden the water level is rising very quickly. There's some rocks out there in the middle, and they're probably 2 feet underwater already. So water is rising quickly. So we're very excited about that. But yeah, I just want to go over a few things here with you, kind of catch you up to speed. So let's talk tiny houses. So first of all, for those who are new to this and never seen this property before or just found out about this project that we're doing here outside Huntsville, Alabama, we've got a 54-lot tiny house community we're putting in here outside Huntsville, Alabama. It's near Woodville, Alabama, and we've got about 7 acres or so of land with a massive lake, probably 2 or 3 acre size lake, and forested pines on the east side of the lake. We've also got trees all the way around the lake, and we've just been spending the last few weeks pulling out all these trees, pulling out all the shrubs, and lining some rocks along here as well, and opening up the entire lake so you can actually see the water here. Pretty much before, this used to be an old petting zoo. It's called McDonald's Petting Zoo. And a lot of people have memories here in Huntsville of coming here as a kid or being in school and for field trips and things, coming out here to see all the different animals and stuff. And there's still some of the old areas where they had the fencing up for some of the animals and stuff too. So kind of a neat history here. But 10 years ago, the zoo shut down, and it's just kind of been overgrown since then. So it's kind of a hidden gem we're able to open up and help people discover. So we've taken down a lot of the fencing, removed a lot of the shrubs and things between, and taken out the bad trees, ones that are kind of leaning and going to fall into the lake, ones that are kind of growing into each other, and just a lot of the undergrowth and the kind of the scrub. And as you can kind of see in the lake, actually the water was approaching these slash piles. And for the longest time, we couldn't do any burns because it was actually so dry in Alabama that the lake had almost pretty much dried up. And we had a burn ban in effect across the entire state where you could not do any open burns. So that's been lifted now. We're able to do some some burning. However, now the water level is approaching where those burn piles are. So we're going to get that all burned up here hopefully tomorrow. It's a little bit wet, but they're going to get that all burned up, get the fire nice and hot. So I'm not going to keep you much longer. I want to show you a lot of the great pictures and videos. I got some great drone footage and things of the work being done, the before and after pictures and all this kind of stuff. I'm going to share that with you here in a minute. But I also want to let you know we got Randy and Amanda from Incredible Tiny Homes, the company providing the tiny homes for this property. They will be down here doing a video here soon. I'm not sure, I don't have the exact timing on that, but stay tuned. You'll find out more about that. And while you're here on the channel, go ahead and please like this video to help share this video with more people so they can find it. If they're interested in tiny house community, they'll know that, hey, people like this video. You want to go ahead and watch this as well. And if you're not subscribed, also subscribe, hit that subscribe button, because that's going to allow you to not miss out on future videos, because we have got a lot of footage I'm going to be sharing, and it's way too much for one video. So this will probably be a multi-part video. I've also got some more footage coming that I'll be sharing as well of the local areas around, putting all that footage together for you so you can kind of experience what's it like living on this property. Where am I moving? You've got Woodville, it's 2 miles away. You got a Dollar General, it's a mile down here. Again, those different cities I referenced earlier in this video. I'm going to take you through, I'm going to drive these different areas and show you the whole area, what's around, what restaurants are there, what's the clinics, what churches, all these different things. I want to show you firsthand, if you were here, what would you do? How would you drive around to kind of explore these areas? So I'm going to explore them for you, get it on video for you. That'll be coming here in the next little bit as well. I've got a bunch of videos kind of in the can, so to speak, that I want to share with you about this property. So hit subscribe so you don't miss out on these future videos. And if you have any questions or comments, or things not clear, or you just want to give me some feedback on what you think about this video, please go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I do read all the comments, and I try to reply to every single one that I can. All right, so without further ado, enjoy the rest of the videos. Hans Schaff, take care, go tiny, be free. Hey, sorry, I need to interrupt this video message with an important announcement. I don't know if you just heard, but Randy Jones of Incredible Tiny Homes has got another promotion going on that I'm excited about. I think this is going to be awesome. And let me explain to you real quick. If you haven't heard, he's got the 24-foot RJO going for $25,000. On the property, you can do it basically for $35,000. On the lake for $40,000 total, and then $300 a month, right? 24-foot RJO, which gives you, so at 24 feet, right, basically gives you a 8-foot kitchen and bath area, gives you a 16-foot living area. Can be a bedroom, can be a large studio. So basically you can easily sleep 2 or even 4 people. If you put in a bedroom right there and put a little divider wall, you can have 2 people in the bedroom, 2 people on a couch in the living room, sofa bed, something like that. Well, now the new promotion Randy's got, he's offering the same home, no additional price. He's now throwing in for a very limited time. It may only be a couple days. I don't know how long this promotion is going to go on, so I want to get it out to you right away. Make sure you're aware of this. He's now offering his 24-foot RJO, $25,000 for just the house. He's now adding a double dormer to the home. So I think he said 92 inches. He said big enough for a king-size bed. So now you've got a 24-foot RGO for $25,000 that you can actually have sleep up to 6 people potentially. So you can create a bedroom as large as you want, still have a living room with like a sofa couch, and still have a bed up in the loft, add a ladder to it. You've got an egress window up there with those 2 dormer windows. Wow, what a deal. And he's no additional charge. Wasn't even an option before. You couldn't even add that on. Now he's throwing it in as a test to kind of see how people like it. I would jump on it right away if I was you. This is a no-brainer. If you're looking for a tiny house, this is going to be an incredible model. I love the look of it. And for 25 grand, you really cannot beat that. That's tremendous value. Again, you can get it for as little as $5,000 down, and then you just got to come up with the other $20,000 to pay Incredible Tiny Homes 6 weeks prior to the build date, which I think is probably March or maybe April right now. They're out a little ways, a few months, so it gives you a few months to kind of, get past Christmas, get past the beginning of the year, get your tax refund back or whatever, and be able to, put your money aside and get everything liquidated and sell your home or whatever, and be able to have those funds to pay off the additional, the remaining $20,000 balance. And what we're doing as well on my end, on the Go Tiny Be Free, the Cottages at Pine Lake end, if you want to, phase 1 lot, you're looking at $10,000. If you're looking for a phase 2 lot, you're looking at $15,000. We're going to allow you to pay just half down to kind of, again, help you out during the holiday season right here. So if there's still any phase 1 lots left and you're able to get in on that, instead of having to pay $10,000 right now, we'll take $5,000 for right now. And then again, 6 weeks prior to your build, you just got to come up with the additional $5,000 to complete that purchase, so that when your home is ready, it'll be all paid for and everything like that. If it's phase 2, again, we'll accept $7,500 down for now, and you just got to pay off the other $7,500 prior to, 6 weeks prior to your build date. So same time that your money will be due to Incredible Tiny Homes, you got to pay off the lot as well. So essentially what that means, for $10,000 down, you can have your home started and your lot basically secured. And then you need to have the other $30,000 to $40,000, depending on which way you're going with this, to get your home finalized in the next 3 or 4 months, whatever. Like a layaway plan. So, what a perfect thing for the holidays. I'm excited about that dormer thing. I think that's a great idea. Again, I don't believe it was even an option before. And I would, if I were buying a new tiny home right now today with that gable roof, I would want to add that on there, because that additional space, it creates an entirely new sleeping area. So again, if anyone, the investors out there or anybody who's looking to buy this to put onto Airbnb for a short-term rental, you just created an additional sleeping area. You can now sleep 50% more people than you could, and it's all free. It's included. So it's just, again, people who are paying attention, people who are watching these videos, this is a great opportunity. I would, if you're in the market for a tiny house on wheels, that's gonna be hard to beat. Essentially, it makes an 8x24. Now it makes it an 8x32 almost. That's how big this additional space is going to be for you. So that's a pretty sweet deal. So anyway, I just want to interject this quick message to you. I'm going to try and get this in the latest video I'm sending out tonight. Make sure everyone's aware of this. This deal could end this Friday. I don't even know how many days. Anyway, back to the video. Just want to interject this quick message here because it's an important announcement, and it's a great way to save some money and some huge value. If you're looking to buy a tiny home anyway, now you can buy one that'll sleep 6 for 25 grand. I mean, I built my first tiny house. Just last story here. I'll let you get back to the video. I built my first tiny house. It's cost me over $100,000, and I can sleep. It's an 8x40, and it can sleep 6 people. Now you're able to buy a tiny house for $25,000 that can also sleep 6 people. And mine's on Airbnb at 8x40, and you can sleep 6. This will be the same for a quarter of the price, $25,000, and you only have to do it yourself. Randy will build it for you. You just got to decorate it. That's a hell of a deal. So anyway, back to your regular scheduled programming here. End of the urgent message. All right, take care. Take advantage of this deal. Hey, how's it going? Hans Schaff here on this beautiful day here outside Huntsville, Alabama. And just want to share with you a quick little overview, kind of where we're at on the property as far as development goes, and also some exciting things that we have going on. There's a couple of phase 1 lots still available, believe it or not. So for half down, for just $5,000, you can secure your lot on this property, $5,000 down. You pay the remaining $5,000 6 weeks prior to your tiny home build being finished. So here's what that might look like. So for a phase 1 lot, $10,000. Phase two lot right here on the lake, from the north side over there, east side that you can't see, or the south side here, where we'll also allow Airbnb rentals, right here where I'm standing. And I'm going to take you on a quick tour, walking around to kind of show you what it looks like at the moment. Still more changes coming and some exciting stuff happening tomorrow I'm going to share as well. So be sure to click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and let other people know that what's going on here with these videos. But I'm going to share with you some exciting stuff tomorrow, some cool new pictures, some things we're going to rearrange and move around tomorrow for the camera, for the video, to kind of get ready for the holidays. I'll just kind of leave it at that. It's going to be pretty fun. So be sure to click on that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos like that. A lot more in the works as well. Again, we're going to do a Woodville video, Scottsboro, Huntsville, kind of show you the different areas and what's around this property as well. That's all coming in the can as well. And some more things over the holidays we'll be doing too. So you don't want to miss out. Click that subscribe button. Okay, last promo there. So going back to, I'm going to stand on this side now, let you see that side of the lake. Of course, here's the rocks in that previous video. You can kind of see we put that riprap right out there. All of that, I think it was like 6 or 7 different loads of rock that we put down there, about 250 feet, 300 feet or so of riprap. And so the lake level is going to be right to the bottom of that riprap right there. So it's going to look real nice. You're going to look out across the west side of the lake and you're going to see this nice riprapped western edge with some trees behind it. And then, of course, the sunset. We have some awesome sunsets here. The sun's on the west side, obviously, so it's going to be shooting this direction. So you've probably already seen some of the pictures, but I got more and more pictures and video we'll be doing during dusk and sunset, because the sun coming out over the foothills and stuff coming this direction in the afternoons is going to be really cool. So I digress. All right, now let me go ahead and pick this up and show you, do a little walk here around the property. I know we've talked about what's going on here, but just in case you're new and this is the first time you've ever seen this video, this is the Cottages at Pine Lake, a new tiny house community on wheels for incredible tiny homes. That's the builder we have featured, who is doing all the tiny homes for all 54 lots that are going to be on this property. We've got 24 lots that will be on the lake itself, and then the remaining lots will be in the forest area on the east side of the property. So we've just developed just had all this lake cleaned out. It was really grown over, about 10 years worth of growth, shrubs and little saplings and different trees and whatnot. We had a crew come through here and they ripped it all out. The previous video showed a lot of like that riprap on that side over there, the west side of the property. That was probably some of the worst growth that we had. And so they went in there, ripped it all out, and we put this riprap rock that you kind of see on reservoirs and lake shores, things like that, to make it really nice and clean look on that side for that walking trail to walk around that west side of the lake. Again, there's going to be a walking trail that goes around this lake. It's probably about 1/3 of a mile or so. So it's a real nice length, not too far, not too short. You can do a few laps if you need to, but it allows you to kind of get all the different views of the lake. You get to walk through the forest, right next to the dog park. So it's pretty cool how that all looks. And I'll walk you through all this stuff here real quick. Again, we're not done by any means developing this property, but we had a lot of work just done. So I kind of show you where we're at right now, so you can just kind of see some of the progress and let you see, how this property is transforming right before your very eyes through the magic of video. So right here where I'm at, and I'll go up a little further, kind of give you a little better perspective. This is the south side of the lake. All right, so real quick, phase 1 is on the northeast corner. Okay, so in that corner over there, it's in the forested section over there. And these trees are probably 75 feet tall or so. When I have my drone kind of going up, that's about the elevation between 75 and 100 feet. So they're real nice tall trees. So you've got a lot of good shade in the forest, and but you also have a lot of, it's not a real thick forest. It's kind of, because they're so tall, you've got a lot of room kind of between the trees. So it's kind of nice. You kind of look up and see the pines and see the leaves and all that. So that's pretty cool. But that phase 1 is 10 homes, and it's going to be 6 on the northeast corner, and then the other side of the clubhouse is going to be another 4. So a total of 10 lots for phase 1. There's only a few of those lots still remaining. We are selling phase 2 lots as well as phase 1 lots. Once the phase 1 lots sell out at $10,000 per lot, we'll only be selling phase 2 lots. So phase 2 is around the lake. Those are actually lots on the lake shore. So literally tiny homes will be between these trees, sticking out as close as we can get them over the lake. So you're literally going to have waterfront, lakefront property. So very excited about that. And let me keep walking here, kind of show you. So we're going to have on the south side of the property, this is kind of the public part of the property. You've got the road that comes in kind of just behind me, in front of me. So behind the camera is the main road as you come in. And that's going to be kind of the public part of the property. So you kind of drive in through the front, you'll see the sign, all that kind of stuff. And you turn and you kind of drive along the south side of the lake. And then you come to the southeast corner over there. And you continue on, that way, around the lake. So right in this section right here, this is where, in the southeast corner right here, it's kind of hard, sorry, trying to look at the camera and see where I'm pointing. This is where we're going to have the new gate. It's going to be a 20-foot wide, remote-controlled or code-controlled gate. So the only long-term residents will have access to the backside, the private part of the property, okay? There'll be 44, possibly a little bit more than that, but we'll have as many as between 6 and 10 lots here in the front, up to 10 homes that can be on Airbnb right here on these front lots between these trees. So for those of you who may be interested in renting your house out, whether it's for, for long-term purpose, for like you don't plan on staying there at all, you just want to have a home to generate some extra income on Airbnb, then, or if you're someone who wants maybe a second home and you're looking to rent it out while you're not there, or somewhere in between there, any lots that are going to be rentals have to be in the front of the property. We are not allowing any property, any tiny homes in the back of the property except for primary residences for owners only, okay? So anything past the southeast corner is only going to be for private for long-term residents. Now, so if there is going to be any Airbnbs or any kind of rentals, we have up to 10 lots. Doesn't mean all 10 of them are going to be rentals, but I think we're going to need at least 5, as many as 10 homes in order to provide additional accommodations for guests, for residents. During the holidays, for example, Christmas is coming up, and say you had your tiny house back there, and it's big enough for you and maybe your dog or two, or maybe you and your spouse, but you don't have enough room for a guest to stay over comfortably anyway, without kind of completely, changing the way that you live and having to step over each other, and that's not fun. So rather than have to go 15 minutes away and find a hotel somewhere and spend money off property, why not give them their own tiny house experience? They can come stay in one of the Airbnbs on site. They can literally walk around the corner and have their own tiny house right here. They can rent for a day or two or a week or whatever, however long they're here for, so you guys can still, socialize and have fun and dinner and eat and all the things that you're going to do together as well. But now they can have their own space to sleep in and kind of put their stuff in and all that, and not clutter up your home, because it's a tiny house. You don't really have room for other people's clutter in addition to your own stuff, right? So that's kind of the idea behind it. That's why we've decided, I'm going to set this down. That's why we've decided to go ahead and open it up for Airbnb rentals. Step back here, so I don't have to bend over. But number one, because we're going to have 54 homes, and we're going to need tiny houses. We're going to need additional accommodations for your guests, whether it's your family, your friends, other people staying over, and we're going to have a lot of visitors. Again, we want to keep all those visitors and all those guests, whether they're coming because they know somebody on the property or not, they want that tiny home experience. We want to be able to give that to them for a day or two or a week or whatever, but isolate that and separate that from the rest of the property. People who are here long-term, living here for long-term, we don't want to interrupt or interfere with their daily living as well. So that's why we're going to have the gate right here on the southeast side of the property. And I apologize if maybe I'm repeating myself, saying it several different times. You'd be surprised how many questions I get from people who don't quite understand it. So I feel like if I repeat myself enough times, maybe if I say it a little different way, then it'll sink through and someone will get it and not ask the same question over and over again. I don't mind questions. I like answering questions. I want to make sure everyone understands how this is all going to work. So I'm trying to be as clear as possible, and I repeat myself. So don't get annoyed in the comments and tell me that, hey, I already said that 10 times. Again, there are people who sometimes it takes hearing it a few times to fully understand what's going on here. So southeast corner, 10 lots, Airbnbs, and or if you're off-grid. If you're someone who wants to go off-grid or go partially off-grid or minimize your utility bills and not be able to utilize some of the sun, as you can see with all the trees, they're very tall in there, your solar panels are not going to work so well when it's shady all day. So of course, this is almost the winter solstice, so it's the shortest day of the year. The sun is going to be the lowest down in the sky, so we're going to get the most sun coming from the south this direction, hitting the front of the property here. But then as you get closer to summer solstice, the sun goes higher in the sky and it comes more overhead. So these trees are definitely going to block any kind of solar activity, except for here on these front 10 lots. Let me see if I go a little bit further back, but you can see there's the trees behind me. So these 10 lots, because they're south facing, you'll be able to get solar panels in here and get the best bang for your buck as far as solar goes by having your home in front of the property. So if you want to do an off-grid situation or just solar panels or do something to kind of minimize your electric bill, if you just want to do that, again, the way the solar system works, It's primarily solar based with the battery, and if your battery runs low, then the grid will just kick on automatically with the way that Randy, configures his tiny home off-grid system. So you can use our grid as a power backup and basically decrease your electric bill. You may still have a little bit of electric bill on those days where maybe it's been raining for 2 or 3 days straight, or cloudy overhead, or you're just using a lot of power. But then the rest of the time you can utilize those batteries and just live off the solar with your batteries and all. So if you want to do that, one of these 10 lots in the front would be ideal for that as well. Okay, so that's what these 2 lots are kind of going to be reserved for. Unless you just want to be in the front of the property, once these 10 sell out, then we're done. No more rentals are allowed. And again, off-grid's not going to work in the back of the property virtually at all. So if you want to do off-grid, that's something you want to do sooner than later before these 10 lots sell out. All right, so I think I've beat that dead horse. Here, we're going to keep on walking around the property now. It's maybe a little bit longer video than I anticipated, but I want to show you as much as I can here on video on this beautiful day. It's been real wet. We had 3.5 inches of rain last Saturday, and it's about 55 degrees right now. It's quite nice out, very pleasant. Not too cold, but makes you still realize it is winter. And as you can see, I'll give you a little sneak peek of what's coming. If you look closely at these trees, they're wrapped in Christmas lights. So I got an exciting display to show you tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say for now. And you can also see in the distance, you can see that last pile of slash. It's probably, 15, 20 feet high. You can see it's burning, but it's been real wet. You had 3.5 inches of rain. It's real hot, and there's no big flames because it's not dry by any means, but it is burning. Will continue to burn until this next rain system comes through, which they're saying is supposed to be another 2 inches or so coming through this weekend. So that lake level is going to rise, and I'm excited to do that. Also, what I'm going to do, I think it'll be kind of fun as well. I'm going to get a meter stick or a measuring stick for this lake, so we can kind of watch, and I'll have on camera, to be able to have like maybe not a daily update, but maybe a weekly update on how full the lake gets. Estimates from the different people in the area who are familiar with this lake, and people who do this kind of work, ponds and lakes, things like that. They believe that this lake will fill up by January, or in the month of January, which I'm skeptical it'll fill up that fast. But again, after that last rain last weekend, seeing how full it got, how quickly it got. I mean, the lake, basically there was water in 3 corners of the lake bottom when it was virtually dry just a couple weeks before that. So who knows? We might get it full that quickly. But either way, I'm going to put a little measuring stick in there so we can I can show you a little gauge, so you can kind of see exactly how much water has risen, and we can kind of watch it fill and do like a little time lapse almost, from week to week, kind of how much water is in there, and watch this thing fill up all the way to the bottom of that riprap right there. So it's going to be real full. This water is super clear. Got another video coming as well where I'm going to basically show you how much water is coming out. I'm going to measure it, put a 5-gallon bucket in there, and we're going to time it and see how much water comes out of the spring and into the lake. So that'll be another future video, and show the culvert that we put in to kind of bring the spring to redirect it where it was going off property before. Now we've got it directed into the lake. So I'll have a video kind of showing all about the water and the spring, and that's going to be really cool. I'm real excited about that spring. Okay, this is phase 2. So I'll walk a little bit further here, and this is where the new gate's going to be. So we got the gate at the front of the property right now. It's got a padlock on there. It's 20 feet wide. Obviously we keep that locked because we don't want people coming through here, and there's open ditches, and there's a lot of work still going on. So it's not publicly open until we finish the project. So and of course, if you're in the area, let me know if you want to schedule a tour. I'd be happy to walk you through here. It's by appointment only because we don't have anything on site permanent quite yet. We're working to get that tiny house set up as a sales office, so we'll have something like that in the future. But right now we're not quite set up. We're still developing, getting things up and running here. But anyway, here is the southeast corner. Okay, so the new gate is going to be right through here. There's going to be a nice, probably a split rail fence, something like that, with some vegetation on either side, again, to kind of create that barrier between the public part of the property and the private part of the property. So that's going to be there. I'm going to back up a little bit further, can give you a better view of it, but it's going to go right through here. There we go. All right. So past that point will be private for residents only. You'll have your own special, key code or clicker in order to open the gate and go through. All right, and it'll be for long-term residents only. So the people who are here in the front, they're going to have their own hot tub. They're going to have their own amenities as well for this Airbnb section, because we want to encourage people to have a good time and have a good experience with tiny home living. But they're not going to get access to like the dog park. They're not going to get access to the clubhouse, the gym, the laundromat, or really even lake access. They'll be able to be on the lake and see the lake, but there's going to be a dock. I haven't shared this yet. But now we're actually moving the pier. It's going to be even better now because of that riprap. But right in the middle of that riprap, we're going to have a pier shooting out. So you'll be able to walk to the middle of that pier and hang out in that pier, fish off that pier, launch a boat and go, paddling around from there, or jump off and go swimming, whatever you want to do. Right from the middle, it's going to look really good. So maybe I'll put together a rendering, but basically we were going to put that pier in while we were doing all this work. However, we weren't sure exactly where the water level was going to be. So what we decided to do now is we're just going to wait for the water level to rise up, especially because it's going to rise so fast. Once it gets to its highest level, because at the bottom of that riprap, there's actually an overflow that so the lake won't go too full, obviously, and flood its banks, because that stream is going to be continuing to flow in, and rainwater is going to continue to flow in as well to keep that lake high. So basically, once we see exactly where that water level is all the way around the lake, then we'll be able to determine how high that dock or pier needs to be, so that it's the right height and it looks right, and you're not 10 feet off the water level, for example, and so it's also not underwater. I mean, we know what the highest it can be, but we also want to get that right, so it's at the right level for where it needs to be. And then we'll have a barge come out, and they'll be driving down the pylons or the posts for the pier on the barge. That'll be a cool video. I'll share that as well. And we'll actually probably be able to get that done before the first tiny homes are actually living here on site, since the water level is expected to rise faster than we initially thought. And therefore, we'll have that barge out there, and I'll be putting those pylons in and get that deck and that pier going. And that should be in place probably or possibly before any tiny home residents are actually here on the property as well. So you'll have use of that probably from the beginning. So here, I'll just show you a quick little glance at the spring here. Here's the water from the spring. That's the new culvert we put in. And you can see the water trickling in there. And it is non-stop, and it's hard to see how much water is going in there from this angle. But okay, this video is getting a little bit long here, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here pretty short. But let me just show you the phase 2 lots right here on the on the east side of the property. There's an old secondary power pole there. I'll take that out still. But here are the lots that needs still to be further developed, but they've been cleared out of all the trees, and so you can actually see the water right there. These are all going to be waterfront lots. So I'm on the road here. You can imagine having your home right there, right on the water's edge. Here's to give you an idea. You can hear my loud truck in the background running, but here's to give you an idea of what phase 2 lots on the east side of the lake will look like as far as how much space there is. Hope this helps. Plenty of space here for parking, for one vehicle next to it. Room for a little deck. You can see how you're right there on the water's edge. You're gonna have a nice little sunset over that. You'll be facing that. Let me see here. Sorry. There's that riprap edge, so your home will be facing on that. If you're on the east side here of phase 2, your home will be facing that riprap over there. You'll be able to see that every morning when you wake up, and every night when you go to bed. You'll be able to see that beautiful clear, clean lake edge over there. Of course, this shed's got to go. And there's the fire. So I'm going to leave it right here. So there you have it. So I want to encourage you, again, we've got the promotion running till the end of the month. If you haven't bought your tiny house yet and you're kind of on the fence and you're waiting, this is probably the best time. You've got that 24-foot RJO for $25,000 plus your lot on the lake. Tongue twister there. So here we have it. This is the kind of the latest work we've done here on the property so far. A lot more coming, a lot more videos to follow. Some exciting things I'm going to show you too. Some things that we're doing to kind of make it a little bit fun for the holiday season. I hope to have that video out maybe tomorrow or so. But anyway, in the meantime, if you haven't bought your tiny house yet and you're wanting to get on this property, there's a great opportunity. I would do it now if at all possible. You could get a 24-foot RJO for as little as $10,000 down, including a lot here on this property. $5,000 ITH, $5,000 here to us, and that gives you a couple of 3 or 4 months extra in order to come up with the remaining $30,000 to get all that sorted out and in place so that you can have your home here within a couple months. And then all you're looking at is $300 a month lot rental, and then your utilities, whatever you use, water, power, and sewer. Okay. Again, internet's included, trash is included, the gym, the clubhouse, the dog park, lake access, the hot tub access, all these different amenities that we're going to have is all going to be included for that $300 a month. So Randy's also including, of course, those double dormers on the 24-foot RJO for free right now. No additional price for that. Normally a $5,000 upgrade. You can also add some additional steps for $2,500 as well, or any other amenities for 25% off. So if you're looking to buy the tiny house, now's the time to pull the trigger. So anyway, Hans Schaff here, the Cottages at Pine Lake outside Huntsville, Alabama, our new tiny house community that we're developing here for 54 tiny homes on the lake and in the forest here. It's just under a 7-acre property, got about a 2-acre lake, and a lot more work that we're going to do here, and some more exciting surprises and announcements we got coming, and a whole lot more video footage in the next few days and weeks. All right, Hans Schaff, go tiny, be free. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Got any comments? I want to hear them. Put them in the comments below. Take care. See you next video. Wouldn't it be great to have a tiny house on a lake, access to a hot tub, Christmas lights, reindeer, beautiful weather in beautiful Alabama? This can be yours too. Not really in the hot tub, but I am in the hot tub. Just there's no water in it yet. There won't be a hot tub here either. This is actually in front of the south part of the property here in phase 2. And I just want to kind of show you what it can be like living in a tiny house here on the Cottages at Pine Lake. Got the RJO all dressed up in its Christmas attire. Got some Christmas lights on there. Got the Christmas tree in the front. Not sure if you can see that or not. Got some trees here with some lights on. I got a reindeer. What else do you need for a Merry Christmas, right? What we need is you here on this property. That's what we need. Anyway, just want to send you a quick little video here. Just having some fun out here at the property, getting the tiny house in position. This tiny house is actually going to be serving as a sales office here on the front of the property. So if you come into town, you want to visit, I'll be able to show you what it's like to have a tiny house on the property. Of course, this is the 8x16, so it's but it kind of gives you perspective as to how tall the homes are compared to the trees, which are massive. They're probably 7,500 feet tall up there, and you can see how the homes are going to fit between the trees like this. So I got them lit up, so you can kind of see how it's going to work. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait to show it to you. So anyway, want to just go ahead and start kind of demonstrating a little bit of what it's going to be like here living on the tiny house community, the Cottages at Pine Lake here outside Huntsville, Alabama. So anyway. But But yeah, just kind of throw the hot tub out here. We are going to have hot tubs on the property, so I thought I would just get one of these here real quick just to kind of position in place to kind of show you what it would be like to be able to kind of sit in a hot tub looking out at the lake. Beautiful.